All right. Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much, Jessica. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge that since I'm in Yellowknife Northwest Territories, that I'm speaking to you from the traditional territory of the Klecho and Akecho peoples, and more recently, the homeland of the Métis of the Northwest Territories. I recognize that we all work in different places, and therefore you work on a different traditional Indigenous territory. So to honor the land, please take a moment to consider the First Peoples on the land where you are. All right, so I really appreciate everybody's time today. I know that it isn't always easy to take a full day or most of a full day out of our schedules to have a conversation. But I know that Jessica and I and others are very excited about what may come out of today. Many of you, of course, work closely with the Coast Guard. For those of you who don't, I'm Neil O'Rourke and the Assistant Commissioner for the Canadian Coast Guard's Arctic region. So I lead our Arctic region, which is one of 4 regions in Canada for Coast Guard operations. And you may or may not be familiar with our Arctic region, and you're going to hear a bit more about that from Joanne Weiss-Reed in the second presentation. But in 2018, our department launched an Arctic region, both for Coast Guard and for our Fisheries and Oceans part of our department. And so since that time, we've been working very closely with our Indigenous partners on everything from what the boundary is to the vision that they have for the future of our services. And so the idea today is very much to bring together, and I'm very thankful that many of our partners have been able to make it and are online right now, and also bring the industry perspective, some perspectives from the financial and insurance industries, and hoping that all of that is going to lead to some great dialogue in the early afternoon, where there's some key questions just about the future of marine transportation in the North, and what that means specifically for Northerners and for Coast Guard. So the idea is that we have some presentations lined up for you just to be a bit of a scene setter. Some of you come into this as experts in the area, some of you perhaps less so, and this may be something that is more peripheral to your day job or what you normally do. But in any case, we will endeavor to bring people up to speed while not getting too much into the weeds for folks who know some of this stuff already. So our intention today is to hear from Arctic360 and from Jessica, and we're going to start there. We're going to hear from Coast Guard. We're going to hear from our Indigenous partners, specifically Inuit and Dene perspectives. We're going to hear from industry and specifically a perspective from David Rivet, who on behalf of our marine transportation industry is going to present an overview of kind of their perspectives and views. And then we're finally going to hear a Smart Ports 101 scene setter, which will hopefully give us some fantastic ideas of what things could look like in the future. And from there this afternoon, we're going to break out, as Jessica mentioned, led by some of the fellows through some important questions before we all kind of report back to the plenary on what was discussed in those smaller groups. And so out of that, we're very much hoping that all of you will take away new perspectives and identify new opportunities as you hear people speak today and you have those conversations this afternoon. And from a Coast Guard perspective, we're very excited to have many of our partners in the same fora to participate in these same discussions. And we're very much looking forward to taking away your perspectives, your views, and your priorities. And so with that, I welcome all of you. I wish you all the best and a fantastic day. And with that, Jessica, I'm going to hand the floor back over to you for your presentation.